host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine, a city so live.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Friday, August 23rd. I'm your host, Dani Gurry. This is a look back on our last 100 shows. Today's show features Pulling for Veterans, Tina Harper at Dream Free Art. I also asked my guests if someone said they only had 24 hours to spend in Frederick, what would you tell them is a must-do? I'll play their responses, and I'll wait to hear from you on yours. And Antietam World Travel Service's Local Compass. We are here with Nicholas Walker from Pulling for Veterans, an organization helping, well, I mean, everyone who has been a veteran before, but certainly those soldiers and their family members dealing with PTSD. Tell us a little bit about Pulling for Veterans.
Well, Pulling for Veterans is a 501c3 nonprofit here in the state of Maryland. What we do is try to educate the public and bring awareness to post-traumatic stress disorder. The gentleman behind me on the left is Sergeant Tyre. He's an Army veteran, Kuwait. He lost his battle in 2022 to PTSD. So what we've been doing is trying to educate the public, put faces on this myth of PTSD. A lot of people say, well, you can just get over it. Not so much.
Yeah.
So what we do is on the trailer, it has for secondary PTSD, that's the family affair. On the trailer next to it, talks about, you know, the children's, the mothers, the fathers, the spouses. That's a family affair. That is secondary PTSD. These are the caregivers, they need care too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't pay attention to the caregivers as well. The soldiers that have been over and back, and a lot of other soldiers, as well as other veterans. I was told the other day, Marine's not a soldier, Marine's a Marine. So I understand that, my son's a Marine.
Yeah.
So what we do is we rent these out very inexpensively, $1, $1.50, and $2 an hour. And that way you can take a trailer out and educate the public out in Thurmont while another trailer is going out to Brunswick. But our main goal is to honor and remember the veterans that have lost their battle to PTSD.
So the three goals kind of that you have right now is you are looking for more faces to put on the trailers you already have. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then secondly, you want people who need a trailer for doing yard work or doing moving
Right.
or whatever to
Just
rent
like-
the trailers.
Just like the Orange Company,
Fantastic.
which
And-
was actually a World War II Navy veteran
Oh, wow.
that started U-Haul.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, yes, we're looking to, over the summer, we're going to have various activities. We're having a big flea market on April 28th, July 28th, and September 28th.
Okay.
Out at the AMVETS farm. On June 22nd, out in Burgettsville, we're going to have a big day for veterans. We'll have music out there, just a day to come out and relax, and you know, our appreciation to the other veterans in the area.
So tell me, if someone has experienced the tragedy of losing a soldier, how do they get in touch with you or submit to have their loved one put on one of these trailers?
Okay, you can reach us at pullingforveterans.org. Our email is outreach@pullingforveterans.org. Send us an email, we'll start a conversation.
Yeah.
And eventually we're reaching out across the internet as well to 1,500 other veteran-owned small businesses like mine in order to honor their veterans in their local area. That way, once we get about 4,500 trailers out here, maybe, hey, it's not a myth.
Yeah. Hopefully you can make an impact and a difference, and I'm sure you do, because again, educating the greater family around the soldier on maybe what to look for, or what things that might transpire can hopefully save a life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And if we can get up to save 22 a day, that'd be a wonderful thing.
That would be a great thing. All right, so check out Pulling for Veterans, a great organization here in Frederick, making a difference to our military and our veterans. And again, I think you guys are doing amazing things, and wish you all the success.
Thank you.
I am at Dream Free Art with Tina. I mean, I feel like we're on some green screen, awesome artwork. But this artwork changes daily, I guess.
It does. It's my living museum.
It is a living museum. So you were an artist previous to this venture, and traveling around doing art in people's homes, I guess, and at their work? How did Now, did you love art from really, really young? Like, were you?
I did, but I didn't realize that was a thing. You know, like I grew up watching Bob Ross because we all did at that time, you know, but it was Bob Ross. No one can do what Bob Ross does.
Right.
So, but I've always been drawn to creative things, thinking outside of the box. And I just didn't realize it until way later what that actually was for me. But
And so you just figured, hey, I love art. I'm going to take this business and travel and do art in people's, like for parties and things like that, I guess.
Yes. So I also used to be a teacher.
Okay, here we go.
I know, right?
Drawing the line here. Got it.
And we had a very, this particular school that I worked at had a very unique outlook on art. Okay. And so essentially it was, you don't tell them how to make something.
Right.
So essentially it was like, and I was teaching pre-K at the time, so it was like, hey, we're learning about penguins, but instead of providing them with just black construction paper, white construction paper, orange construction paper, it was like, give them feathers, give them pipe cleaners, give them pink and purple and green, and let them create what their version of a penguin is. Let them create it from their eyes and their viewpoint. And it was a little bit of an adjustment because my bulletin boards were very eclectic. But that was eye-opening for me because that's a very unique style of art. It's called process art. So we enjoy the process of the art and we don't worry about what the end result is going to be. So that's where all the stress relieving benefits are. That's where the fun is. That's where the connection is in the process of being creative.
Not controlling that this has to look this particular way. Okay, I get that. So transitioning from teaching to traveling art.
Yes.
And then the pandemic.
Yes.
And everything comes to a halt.
Changed my world.
Now, originally I was going to say, well, you might have been bored, but you got 7 kids.
Yes,
so
I do.
I'm sure you were not bored, but
no.
How did the idea for Dream Free Art kind of come to life?
So one more backstory. So at this time I was working at a call center.
Okay.
And at that call center, everyone around me, we all kind of had the same feeling that we were struggling to just remain human, to not turn into a robot, okay? And so when I was working, I would either color at my desk or I would draw at my desk, and then I would take it up a notch and I started crocheting. And I am not a classically trained crocheter, so please don't be upset with me. I call it that I crochet by ear. So
nice, okay.
Like I see how something is made and I go, oh, I can make that. And then I literally just make it. I can't follow a pattern. I couldn't tell you anything, but I just see it and I make it, right? So I decided I wanted to make this unicorn. So I'm sitting at my desk, I'm answering calls, I'm staying on top of my metrics, I'm doing everything that I was supposed to be doing, but while you were calling me, I was crocheting a unicorn. So this one particular day, everybody would ask me, they would say, well, hey, how are you staying so upbeat and happy? Because everyone else around me was,
miserable.
Yes. And so I realized quickly that it was my art when I left my art one day. So one day I was rushing out the house, trying to get all the kids out, and I forgot my crocheting at home.
Goodness.
Coincidentally, I had the absolute worst day of work at that exact moment, and I realized, I was like, the art is what was keeping me sane.
Yeah.
Me being creative, doing things with my hands, just expressing myself in those moments, those dark times. It was my art that was holding me together. And I was like, oh, dude, I have to spread this with the world.
Yeah.
The world has to be able to just use art as a fun way to relieve their stress.
What an epiphany to have, because many people never get to that point.
Right.
So you already kind of had the relief factor of the art. You just tied it together to life, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
then it blossomed. So you opened Dream Free Art, what did you say, about a year ago, December?
Yes, December of 2022.
And that you were in Westview.
Yes.
That's a big leap for a first business. I mean, I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
To me, like the Westview seems like the quintessential leap.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you were there and outgrew it quickly.
Yes, we did. Once Frederick found out that I existed, they were all excited about what I had to offer, what I had to bring to the community. And so it has just been a whirlwind ever since. People have just been coming in excited. I keep adding new things and they keep taking to the new things. And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And they should embrace this, because first of all, this is a beautiful outlet. It's a lot of fun. You're not worried about the kids spilling paint or doing stuff, right?
Oh no, not worried about it at all. Yes.
Yeah, they're encouraged to do it. So tell me about, like, when you first come here, what do you recommend? Like, how do you kind of embrace all of this?
So honestly, we have a few different things. We have classes, we have summer camp, we have open studio times, so you can come in and just kind of, and I'm also slowly introducing my craft flights.
Okay.
So, but that's another thing. We'll come back to that.
I love it.
But the number one thing people come here for is obviously the splatter room.
Okay.
So you would book online and you decide what bells and whistles essentially that you want to do. But in the base package, you would get a canvas, you get protective gear, and you get to choose your colors that you want to paint with. And then you come in, we put it up on the wall for you. You get all suited up. I take a before picture for you guys.
I love it.
And then I'll give you your tips and your tricks, and I bring you into the splatter room. There's a Bluetooth speaker, so you can listen to whatever music it is that inspires you to create.
Okay.
And then you guys just have at it. Just let go. Throw paint at each other. Throw paint on the ceiling. Throw paint at grandma. Have a good time.
I love it, because for people like me, control freaks, I bet it's really hard at first to let go, but once you do, I can imagine it would be a blast.
Oh,
So,
it's been hilarious, because we, at this point now, after being open for a year, we call it the unpacking stage, where everybody comes in and it's like maybe 4 or 5 minutes of almost silence in the room, because it's like, oh, this is naughty. We're not supposed to be doing.
Right.
Are we really supposed to throw it? And then all of a sudden you start to hear the giggles and the laughter, and then everybody comes out paint covered.
I can tell by these rooms that people absolutely have a blast and let go. What's been the biggest challenge? Because you've had a lot of success, but I know that I've had a business for 13 years and doing it again, but I know that there's some point at which you're like, oh gosh, what has been that for you?
So honestly, figuring out how to get the word out.
Okay.
Because social media has been great, word of mouth has been great, but when it comes to actually figuring out, one, that I have marketing dollars, but then two, what's the best avenue for me to be able to really reach my target audience? Because even though art is for everyone, some people might not want to do
there's definitely a target for you, for sure. And every business has a niche, even though you might reach 1 million people. So that I get that. Like, that is tough. As a small business, when you have limited marketing dollars, you want to spend them where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck.
Exactly.
And it's very difficult to calculate in this world of media saturation, because you don't know which line of things you're doing is actually delivering that result.
Exactly.
It could be the Facebook post, but it could also be this, or it could be that. So unfortunately, sometimes it's everything combined that actually is the magic sauce. So I get that 100%.
That's been the biggest one, just figuring that out.
Do you feel like there is a potential to outgrow this space anytime soon?
I don't feel like I'm going to outgrow this space as much as I feel like, is there a possibility of expanding?
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
soon, probably.
Yeah. And do you think of that expansion as in like a franchise system where people open different ones in different areas, or are you just talking about adding another location?
Ooh, good question. I would eventually want it to be a franchise.
Yeah.
So that way, you know,
be
if
very
people want to
successful.
open in California or in Alaska or
Yeah.
in Paris, you
Yeah.
know, that they can do that and still follow our culture that we have developed in our art studios. So I would say more of like the franchise route.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's excellent. For this year, the rest of 2024. Now, when did you move into this space?
In fall of 23.
Okay, so we're right over by the Frederick Airport, Hughes Ford Road, little alcove, I guess, of a bunch of different
Yes.
places, which is awesome here.
We're with the garage,
Yeah.
rehab to perform, the X. We're all in that parking lot.
Yeah, love it. They're very easy to get to, no matter where you live, really, in Frederick, which is nice. Any goals that you'd like to achieve this year that you're kind of pinning up on the board? Hey, I'd love to hit this number or this many people. Or...
So I don't know if it's a specific metric as far as like this many people. I'm thinking more of the projects and opportunities that I can bring to the community.
Okay.
So for me, I would, again, I'm slowly rolling out new things. Apparently there was a request for spring break camp, and I didn't think about that until way too late. So we're going to go for that next year.
Okay.
But you know, just making sure that I've got summer camp lined up and providing more experiences, more one-on-one classes,
Okay.
more big and little, but like mommy and me experiences, but I'm going to call them big and little time.
Yeah.
And thinking of things like that
Awesome.
I'm thinking more of.
Okay, if there's one thing you'd like people to know when they think of Dream-Free Art, what would you like that to be?
That we are a non-traditional art studio that has something for literally everyone, from babies all the way through. Remember, I told you about the beans all over my floor?
Yes.
That was from our baby class this morning. There are beans everywhere.
Yeah.
But from babies all the way through, you know, senior citizens, that there's literally something for everyone to do here.
Wow, I mean, you can't sum it up better than that. You've got to come down to Dream-Free Art, Hughes Ford Road. Go to their website. We'll have the website right up on the site. Want to thank Tina for inviting us in
Thank
today.
you, Dani.
And yeah, look forward to seeing your next phase. I know it's going to be humongous and very colorful, for
Yes,
sure.
as always.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time. Hey, it's Dani from Good Morning Frederick. If someone called you up and said, hey, I got 24 hours to spend in Frederick, what would you tell them is the must do?
Downtown and go to different, obviously do all the shopping, but go to so many good restaurants. I couldn't even pick one. We're so lucky to have so many restaurants.
Yes,
it's so
we
nice
are.
for us who live downtown.
I know.
We work downtown. I don't live downtown. Go take a walk around Baker Park.
Yeah,
Go up to Gambrel.
yeah, it's really good.
Just be outside. Hopefully it's a beautiful day on this 24
Yeah,
hours. So
yeah,
be outside, walk around, stop in everywhere,
Yeah.
have a bite or a drink at every place you can go to.
I know.
Just
Yeah,
stroll
we have a
around.
great town.
Well, for sure, go to the Common Market Co-op, and you know, I would suggest one of the breakfast burrito wraps. They're so good with a local coffee. I also really love a stroll around Baker Park. It's just such a unique fixture, and you always see people, you know, enjoying that space.
Yeah.
And then I also think I really like all of the art galleries that are on Market Street.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, and like in the Delaplane, and you know, there's just so much art here. I really like. I really like just walking Market Street and checking out, you know, what the new local artists have going on.
And we just interviewed one recently, and
Oh, okay.
I didn't even realize Judith Cornett has stuff at Noma
Oh, cool.
Gallery, so
Yeah.
we'll have to go check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forget about them, to be honest,
Yeah.
but it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of art trickles all the way up the creek from down at New Spire Arts and the Arts Council, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Check out downtown. I mean, if they've never come downtown and just ate here, so that's one thing. Check downtown and the restaurants. Another thing, the mountains, Catoctin Mountain. We got Shenandoah Mountain. We got some amazing places to go and kind of enjoy the outdoors. The parks out here are amazing for the kids. Urbana Park, Ballinger Creek Park. What's that one right up at 15?
Utica?
Utica Park.
Yeah.
Amazing parks out here, and a lot of kid-friendly activities.
Yeah.
So definitely look up the kid activities and the food. Gotta eat.
I know.
A lot of foodie places here.
I think I'd have to go down on Market Street and see what that's all about. You have to experience that, because that is, I call it the Georgetown now of the area.
Yeah.
It seems like it's getting bigger and bigger, and that would probably be the best. Restaurants, man, you can't beat them.
Head straight downtown towards Market Street and walk either way. You're going to find great food. Walk the creek. You're going to find pleasant people, lots of entertainment, and you will not find a city better than Frederick.
That's true.
Definitely have to come downtown. In downtown, I would say two things you have to do. One is the beautiful river walk, which is just so stunning, full of art and treasures, hidden treasures you have to discover, and the beautiful, all the beautiful lotuses along the river, and the art. The angel is my favorite.
Yeah.
And then I would say definitely eat downtown somewhere, and then stop by Baker Park on your way, maybe Maryland Heights would be my favorite hike in Frederick.
Yeah.
I would say the restaurants.
Yeah.
The restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, and selfishly, the restaurants and then the stores.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Then you have to shop. You have to buy your yummy.
Yep.
You gotta come downtown, you gotta walk on the creek, you gotta eat, you gotta get some ice cream and have a drink and just shop.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place to go on a date or spend the day.
It is. And our county is excellent as well, too, actually. So we have a beautiful countryside here, too.
There's so many good restaurants. We have like a few favorite that we always do. I love Frisco's sandwiches. Frisco's, they got a chicken curry sandwich, really good.
I love going to Frederick Social.
Frederick Social. I don't even drink and I like going there. I get their kombucha or their non-alcoholic stuff and we play games.
Well, I
there.
like their margaritas.
Yeah.
Where else? We always go to the Popcorn House.
Oh.
Down here.
I know, we're giving you all these different places. So basically we're saying downtown Frederick is the place to be. I think what I am so proud of is how eclectic and different every single little spot is.
Yeah.
And you can actually just get to know the owners. Nobody's high and mighty.
Yeah.
It's like all just regular people just trying to figure it out, you know? And
Yeah.
like we all have the same, desire to like make this a good community, and that's nice.
There's a cooperative feeling when you get to know a lot of the owners, the different things, and it's almost like everyone's just doing their best out there, and they're trying to put out a quality product, and it's almost like you just kind of want to high five everybody who's like,
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, you're doing it.
You're doing
like
it.
Keep
Keep going.
patio here. Good job.
Yes. We're so happy for other people.
Pep talks with Zach and Courtney down the street. That would be awesome. Now it's time for Local Compass, your guide to worldwide travel. Sponsored by the experts of everything travel, Antietam World Travel Service. I'm here with Alexandra Bohn. It's Antietam World Travel Service. Now we're going to be doing some regular updates about maybe some trips and things that people might want to go to. But first, we kind of want to introduce you to the Good Morning Frederick audience.
Yes.
So Alexandra has been here for how long?
Since 1994. November 1994, yep.
Been here since the 90s. That's a long time.
Yeah, it'll be 30 years this November.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Let's tell everybody why it is important to have somebody like you help them put together their travel.
Well, we do different things. We do everything from airline tickets to hotel reservations near and far. We do Amtrak tickets, but we also do complex itineraries. Europe, worldwide, cruises. So we have the expertise to put together a multifaceted trip
Yeah.
rather than just a cruise. We also make sure that the airfares, the transfers, travel insurance,
Right.
sightseeing options, that is all covered.
Yes.
And so we're basically, our motto is that we are with you from the beginning, during, and after travel.
And that's really important on all kinds of travels, but specifically overseas travel, because sometimes things happen,
Yeah,
and
and-
it's great that they can call you up and say, oh my gosh, what do we do?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And in addition, I mean, we're not here 24 hours a day, but we do have support through 24-hour hotlines, whether it's a tour company, a cruise line, where clients can also go.
Yeah.
And then we have an in-house 24-hour emergency line.
Yeah.
So, and we're pretty proactive. I mean, nowadays it's so much easier because if a snowstorm comes a couple days before,
Right.
then we can be proactive. In our technical facets of our office, we have actually a database where we can pull very instantly clients that might be traveling in a specific region on a specific date, so we can be proactive.
Oh, wow. So
with
you know
contacting
something's
them,
coming.
right, and
That's
watching
pretty good.
airline tickets or
Yeah.
schedules, or if there's a strike, we can actually pull anybody that's flying on that airline for that specific time frame.
Yeah.
So
And that stuff is happening all the time around the
Yes.
world. So
Yes.
I've been in Rome when there was a taxi strike, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
So that's really great to have on your side when you're traveling.
Right.
I would say even for something as simple as a cruise,
Right.
even though it's not very complex, you guys have the experience of which excursions you might want to
Right.
do, and like you say, getting to the port and getting from the port back to your
Right.
hotel or to your airline.
Yeah. And we have also a way of when a client says, I want to go on a Caribbean island cruise, but I don't know who, when. We can actually go into our database and search multiple cruise lines at the
Right.
same time for a specific date range
Yes.
and whatever. So we have the way of recommending something too,
Right.
based on what the client is looking for, if they want something more family and kid friendly, or if they want more adult, small ship, large ship,
Yeah.
destiny driven. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that we can do
Yeah.
rather than going on 18 websites.
Right. And while it's not necessarily about any cost savings, because sometimes you can get cheaper, but you're not
Not
going to get
necessarily, yeah.
but you're not going to get the experience that you guys have
Right.
with the suggestions and recommendations. Goodness only knows sometimes
Yeah.
when you're on some websites what you're getting.
Exactly.
And we know when we use Antietam
Yeah.
World Travel Service that you're getting your expertise plus the company
Right.
that backs it.
And we also are very, selective with our suppliers. We make sure, normally prices are the same across the line.
Right.
You have to compare apples with apples. That's
Sure.
the biggest thing. But we also make sure that we use suppliers that back up the reservations, that, there's no oversold hotel or something like that.
Right.
And that we also can trust them to deliver the product
Yeah.
that they're offering.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, because we're a virtuoso agency, we actually have extra amenities.
Ooh.
So, for instance, if you take a hotel like the Salamander in Middleburg, Virginia, that's a virtuoso hotel. So when we book it, we can get complimentary breakfast, possible upgrade, maybe a resort credit. And the same thing with cruise lines.
Yes.
We can maybe sometimes get a shipboard credit, maybe a specialty dinner is included, maybe a spa credit. So these are extra amenities that you cannot go get when you're
Just on-
going directly to the cruise line.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite place to travel to, Alexandra? I know you haven't been in this industry for all these years without having some places you'd love to go.
So probably my two highlights were South Africa and Thailand.
I want to go to South Africa.
Yeah,
Okay.
the safari definitely, and I
Yes.
definitely want to do another safari in East Africa. I loved Egypt. That was one of my very first trips when I
Oh,
started working.
Wow.
But I also just enjoy, Caribbean to relax.
Yes.
And I love Europe, so I'm German. I still travel to Europe quite a bit.
Nice.
So I always try to tag on something when I visit family.
I love it. I love it. All right. If there's one thing you'd like our viewers to know about Antietam World Travel Service, what would it be?
I think that we really care about our clients, and it shows that we actually have third generation clients that are still traveling with us.
Yes.
We tend to get the honeymoons from the clients where they say, oh, my parents have used you for so many years and now we're getting married. And then they're coming back and they're doing a Disney trip.
right.
And then they're going on an anniversary trip.
Yes.
And so it continues. So that shows too that we're very loyal to our clients and our clients are very loyal to us. The other thing is too the longevity of the employees. I mean,
Yes.
all of us are 20 plus experience in
Yes.
years. And most of us have been with the same company for years and years.
Yes, that says a lot, for sure.
Yeah,
It absolutely does. With the experience that you guys have, how do you learn about some of these new locations and places to go?
So there's different things. We have local workshops. We have a lot of webinars we can do. We do certifications on a regular basis with tour suppliers, cruise lines. But then we also get to sometimes do a study tour where we actually go on a trip to learn about the destination, visit hotels in the different areas and learn about the difference in hotels. And then I have the privilege of actually, with a few others from our company, to go to Las Vegas on Friday for an entire week. So Virtuoso Travel Week is in its 36th year.
Holy cow.
And it's 5,000 travel advisors along with suppliers worldwide. So I get to meet with hoteliers, suppliers, cruise lines, tour companies, and technical companies from all over the world.
Well, that's
and
cool.
And to make these connections and network, there's going to be workshops for training. There's technology workshops that we can learn about, and so it's an amazing and long.
I was going to say it's probably it's immersed in the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an entire week of worship, workshops and meetings and everything, but it's very well worth it.
Well, I guess you walk away with that, kind of being able to go one place and seeing hundreds, if not thousands, upon items that you can pass along to your clients.
And the biggest thing is to just make that connection.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had it the other day. I had, I think, 15 people leaving on Sunday to go to Punta Cana, and I was invited to a dinner last week down in Annapolis, and I met the sales manager for the hotel. So I was able to introduce my clients so they know they're coming. They made sure that the rooms are near each other. So it's kind of a wonderful thing to do these connections. And I think that's probably what is the most important thing, to make these connections and have, that you can call in a favor every once in a while.
Yes, that's exactly right. Because sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? And so when you can pick up the phone and get that direct connection for your clients, that's worth every...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking to book any sort of travel, contact Antietam World Travel Service. We're going to be doing a monthly segment with Alexandra and the team here at Antietam World Travel Service to find out the hot places to go, or if you're looking to get away, this is the best place to come, and it's right here on Yellow Springs Road, Rosemont Avenue area right here.
Yes.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we are back on Monday with a regular program here at Good Morning Frederick. I've got Karen Justice, Jason Meckler, and Karen Nicholas appearing on the show. Have a great weekend, a fabulous Friday. Let's get out there and be great, Frederick.
Come down.